All right, everyone, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with the call. Can everyone hear me? If you can hear me, go ahead and type in the chat box that you can hear me fine. Yes, awesome. Okay, cool. And then I'm gonna share my screen as well. All right. And can you guys also let me know if you can see my screen? Dashboard. Awesome. Okay, cool. All right, so here we go. Again, this is gonna be, I'm gonna redo the overview training. It's been a while since I did the very first overview of the entire program. So I'm gonna go back through, um, show you guys all the new updates and new features that we've added, as well as go through all the past ones that we've updated and changed the layout of. So we're gonna be going through that, and they're gonna be very basic, very brief walkthrough. Um, and then again, this call will be put onto the training page of our website. And then once I'm done with this overview, we'll go ahead and open it up to the Q&A part. Okay. So first of all, the first screen, this is what you're going to see as soon as you log in. This is the dashboard. This page right here is going to show you guys some basic information. It'll give you a summary of all the communications you've done. It'll break down all your calls, your text messages, MMSs, all the different types of communications, as well as give you numbers for how many messages you've sent in the last month. Okay, so that's the dashboard. Up here at the top, these icons right here, these left and right icons, these will close and open up the tabs over here on the side. This dialer icon will open up your phone. Okay, so this is how you can make calls from call text itself. Okay, so when you click it, it'll open up the dialer, and then you'll be able to either use your keyboard or use the dial pad itself to enter a phone number. You can also, right here in this contacts tab, search for your existing contacts. Okay, so that's the dialer. You can also choose which one of your virtual numbers you want to call from. Okay, and then you can now, an updated feature that came out within the past few weeks is the favorites feature. So you can mark certain contacts as favorites, and you can click the favorites icon to call your favorite contacts. All right, now this over here is the inbox. What this shows is all of your unread messages, all your missed calls, and all the web forms that you have received, as well as this calendar section will show any tasks that are due for the current day. Okay, so if you have any tasks that are set for the current day, it'll also give you a number right here. This little section right here is the settings. You can go into your profile, check your account balance, as well as upgrade or downgrade your plans. And then you can go into the settings as well as log out. Okay, I'll dive deeper into settings a little further into the video, because it'll play along with some of these features over here. All right. So the first one we're going to go into is agents. Agents is for those of you that have employees or have assistants, or you just need a sub account inside of your main account. An agent is going to be, someone that you can assign contacts to, you can assign tasks to, and yeah. So Tran, you asked if you can set a caller ID inside of the virtual number setting as well as the agent settings. You can. I'm actually going to go into that right now. So these are the list of the agents that I've set up. I'm going to actually go inside of one of them, the settings for one of them. If you wanted to add one, you would just click this Add Agent button. Um, Agents do cost an additional $25 a month. So I just want to let you guys know that if you're going to add an agent, it is another $25 a month, and your agents do use up the given minutes and texts and emails inside of your plan. Okay, so if your plan comes with 1,000 minutes, if your agent calls and makes calls, they'll eat up the minutes that come with your plan. Okay, so here we are inside of the settings for an agent. And guys, I do want to apologize for the internet speed. Whenever we use these screen sharing programs, it does slow down the internet a lot. So I do apologize for the speed of the internet. So I'm going to go ahead and let this load really quickly. But again, so inside of the agent settings, we'll be able to set what we call the primary number for the agent. Okay, so this is so in here you can see I have my agent. This is my assistant, and then right here is a list of all the virtual numbers inside of my account. And what I can do is I can set what numbers I want him to have access to. Okay, so I can set him to have access to every single one of my phone numbers. All right, and then I can also choose to have one of those phone numbers specifically for him. Okay, so for this agent, he has the ability to call to make outbound calls and receive inbound calls with this phone number, and I can set his caller ID to have or to be this phone number right here. Okay, so this number is it's his primary number, and it is the only one that he can use. All right. So that's agents. You can come in when you create it. You can choose the image for them. You can choose their label, choose their email address, reset their password, change their name and city information, as well as set their virtual email. So this is going to be their @call text email. Okay, so that's agents. The next section is going to be communication. The communication tab is where all of your communications are stored and where you can go in and view all of them. Okay, so all your calls, emails, texts, web forms, things like that, all your live chats, they'll all show up here. By default, it's set to show all, and then you can sort them by the type, who they're from, things like that. But by default, it is sorted by the most recent communication. And then you can break it down. So if I just want to look at my text messages, or I just want to look at my, MMSs or emails or calls, you can just display those by clicking these buttons up here. And then you can also choose to only show unread. Okay, so I don't have any unread MMSs. I don't have unread text messages, but I do have unread calls. Okay, so I can show the unread section just by clicking that, and then I can also filter them by date. So if you wanted to go and see all the calls that happened between yesterday and today, you could do that as well. All right, so that's the communication section. You can also open up to read the message. You can reply. So the type of communication it is will determine what this button does. So if I were to click the reply for a call, it would open up the dialer so I can call them back. If it is for a SMS, I can click on this and it would open up a message string for me to chat with. Okay, and then the other thing we can do is we can delete the messages. We can quick view them, and we can mark them as read and unread. If a communication is marked as read, but you want to mark it as unread, all you have to do is click this little icon right here, and it would change it to unread. And now that call will be marked as unread, and I can go back later to view it. Okay, and then the last thing, which is actually a new feature, is assign this communication to an agent. Inside with our agents, we did add a new feature to where we can set it to where they can only see their communications, only the calls and texts that they have sent. But we can also come back here inside of the master account and allow them to see any communications that we did as a main user. We can allow them to see them just by clicking this button. Okay, so that's the communication section. Here's the contacts tab right here. Inside of this, you can search for your contacts. You can choose to send a communication. And right here, these icons, the ones that show depends on what information you have on them. So for example, this contact, I do have his email, I have his phone number, so I can call and email him. And then the other thing is you'll notice that, let me find one. With some of them, like for example, this deck right here, I'm able to email, text, end call, but for this one, it only shows the phone. That just tells me that it's a landline and you can't send a text message. So call text can tell whether or not you can send them text messages or not. And then it also show me, their name. By default, it's sorted by the last communication. So this also tells me when's the last time I spoke to them. I can edit that contact. I can archive that contact. Or a new feature that we added is we can fill out a form. So I can choose to autofill a form that I created inside of my account. So what happens when I click that is it'll bring up this little pop-up, and I'll be able to choose a form that exists in my account, and then I can hit open, and then what'll happen is it'll open up the form and auto populate their information. Okay, so that's very useful for those of you that do a lot of calling, and you have to do callbacks with people that you made it halfway through the process for. So that'll be very useful for that. Let's see here. What else can we show you? Again, you can edit the contact there by clicking the pencil button or by clicking their last name. Here you also be able to import your contacts. So if you have a list of contacts, you can import them. You can view your archived contacts. You can do an advanced search, which opens up a lot of different fields for you to use to search for. And then you can export your contacts. And then lastly, you can add a contact by clicking this button. Okay, so that's a basic overview of the contacts page. Moving on, we're going to go into the compose message. This is going to be the place that you go if you're going to send one-off messages, like if you want to do a send later message. This is where you're going to go. This is not the place that you would set up automated messages. We'll get into that a little bit later. So inside of the compose message, we have email, text message, MMS, voice blast. And then these three, since I do have a developer account, I do have access to these. We are going to soon be rolling out the ability to post to Facebook, post to Twitter, and then one that everyone's extremely excited about is the ability to send ringless voicemails. Okay, that's the RVM feature. That is going to be the very next feature that we roll out. It's still in beta, but it is going to be a feature that's coming out very soon. Okay, but for now, so you guys will have access to the email, text messages, and voice blast. Inside of the compose message, each one of them gives you the ability to send to everyone. What that means is it's going to actually send to every single contact inside of your database. Be very careful when you're doing that. And then we can also choose to enter in, we can do one of two things. We can search for an existing contact in our database. If I were to type that name, it would show me my contacts. Okay, and then we could also, if we wanted to, just type out Gabriel at noemail.com. So for example, this person is not a contact in my database, but if I were to hit enter, it would still allow me to send to this email. Okay, so moving on, the next thing we would do is choose the subject. That's right here. It's telling me that it's going to send to that email, and then we would choose our subject. Hello. We could choose templates that we've already created inside of our account. So what we would do is just click template. It would bring up a list of the templates that we have, and then we could, send this to them. So I'll do a free gift, hit OK, and then it's going to load this template for me. Okay. We could also, send attachments if we wanted to. This one is going to be where we would click to upload a file from our computer, and this is to upload a file from our library. Okay, and then lastly, we can choose to send it right away. We can schedule it for later, and then we can also send it recurring. So if you have an email that you want to send out on a weekly basis, it's the same email. You would just hit send recurring, and you can tell it when to start, how often you want to send it, and then when you want to stop it. Okay, and then you can do the same thing for text messages, MMSs, and then voice blast. Voice blasts are similar to RVM, the ringless voicemails. The difference is it does ring to their phone. So if you were to send these, you would have to upload a audio for if when the human picks up. So if they actually picked up their phone, which audio you want to play, as well as which audio you want to play if it goes to voicemail. Okay. Again, you have the option to send to everyone, and then with the text messages and the voice blast, you have the ability to choose which number you want to send from. right? So that's the compose message. The next one is going to be calendar. I do have a very in-depth training on calendar. Okay, so the question is, how do I insert um, automatically their name? So let me go back to compose. We do have a feature. It's called merge fields. Basically, what that is it's a string of code that the system will place into your message so that we can tell it to insert that person's name. So for example, if I were going to send to more than one person, obviously I'd need a way to be able to put their name in. So what you would do is right here, you would hit insert. For email, you would click right here and I could put first name. And this is me telling the system to insert that contact's first name. For text messages, it's a little bit different. You would come over to the message text, and then this little icon right here is where we would select, which field we wanted to put. So again, I choose first name, hit close, and there it is as well. Okay, so that's how we would have it automatically place their name inside of that message. Okay, so like I was saying, calendar, there is an in-depth training on that one. So I won't go too much into calendar. Oh, you're welcome. I won't go too much into calendar on this video, but basically this is where you can come to see all your different tasks, all your events. You can do it on a monthly basis. You can view it on a weekly basis, daily, all your upcoming tasks, all of your incomplete tasks, things like that, okay? So that's that. The next one is going to be campaigns. I do have a very in-depth training on this one as well. But I will after I do the overview, I will go over how to set up a campaign. But basically, what I want to show you is just how to come into or how to navigate your way through the campaign section. This is where you would go to set up your automated workflows. Okay, if you wanted to send out, those autoresponder emails, if you wanted to set up automated text message campaigns, voice blast campaigns, things like that, this is where you would go, and you would do that by clicking Add Campaign. You can edit the campaign. You can view a list of the contacts that have gone through that campaign, and you can also delete the campaign. Okay. Um, So moving on, we're going to go to virtual numbers. This is where you're going to go if you want to purchase new numbers, or if you want to edit the settings for your existing numbers, or if you wanted to get rid of phone numbers. Okay. Now I do get this question a lot. I will mention this in the video. So every plan does come with a certain amount of virtual numbers. You can view, which plan comes with how many numbers. But what I do want to mention is, so for example, let's say if you get the phone plan that comes with 5 numbers, uh, a a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll get the 5 numbers, they'll delete it, and then they'll go in later, or they'll go in right after they delete it and purchase another number. The way the system is set up is you do get 5 numbers, and if you delete a number, you will free up one space. But the thing is, if you delete your number midway through, or if you delete it, you will have to wait till your next billing cycle for uh, that number space to be available. Okay, so if I had 5 numbers and my billing date was yesterday and I deleted a number today, I would need to wait till next month to get my number again. Okay, because if not, if you don't wait, then it will count as an additional number and you will get charged for that cost of the number. Okay, so anyways, I have an in-depth training on virtual numbers, so I won't go too much into this one. But if you want to get a new number, what you would do is you would add a virtual number here. You can delete the numbers and then view the old ones or view the deleted ones by clicking view old virtual number. And then you can edit the settings for the numbers just by simply clicking on the label for them. Can you request a specific number? So the way that works is the numbers that we have available, you would go into add a virtual number, you would search for your area code, and then the ones that you can pick are the list that come up. You can't come to us and ask specifically for a certain number. We do have numbers that are available to us to give to you guys, and that's the list that'll show up when you search for them. Okay. Um, the next one's going to be tags. The tags tab itself, there's not a lot for you to do, but tags themselves, can you reinstate? Oh, yes. So you can repurchase an old phone number if you wanted to, they stay in your account for 30 days. Okay, that's why we have that feature, and that's why you have to wait till the next month to get a new one. Because what happens when you delete it is we'll give you 30 days to reclaim that number, and then after that, we take it back and we make it available for other people. Okay, so back to tags. Um, right here is where we see a list of our tags. We can see the number of contacts that have these tags. We can view those contacts by clicking on the list of contacts. We can edit the tag's name, and then we can delete them. If you do not know what tags are, basically it is how we start all of the campaigns. Tags are what are used to start all the automated workflows. They're very powerful. They're very big inside of our program. Um, so I will be going more into how to use tags when we go throughout all these other ones. But for this for this tab over here, I just wanted to show you this is where you come to view your tags. You can view the list of contacts, and you can delete them as well as edit them. Okay, but I will be going more into what tags can do and how to use them throughout this overview. Okay, you can create a new tag by clicking this button. But inside of the program, there is a lot of other places for you to create tags as well, which you will see throughout this training. Okay, so the next place we're going to go to is templates. Templates is where you're going to go. Again, templates are just like tags. They're a big part of our program. They're very important. This is where you will go to set up all the messages you're going to be sending inside of your automated workflows. So if you wanted to set up a week-long text message campaign that sends out every single day, in order to do that, you would need to first go and build those text message templates, and you would do that here. Okay, so you would come over here, you would add a template, and then you would choose which template you wanted to create. You can do an SMS template, which is a basic text message, an MMS template, which is a text message with, a link or an image, an email template. We do have an email builder. It's an HTML builder. We do have quite a bit of templates already so that you can use, and you have like a starting off point. We can do RVM. So again, I do have the developer account, so I have access to that. That will be released to the public very soon, but you will be able to come and set up a Ringless voicemail template so that you can add Ringless voicemail into your campaigns. Voice Blast, again, similar to Ringless voicemail. The difference is it will ring to them. Next one. Okay, so the last three are call templates, meeting templates, and other templates. These three templates are mainly for calendar. Okay, this is where you would go to set up tasks, automated tasks for yourself, and you would do that by choosing call, meeting, or other templates. Okay, and the way you create it is you just click on the add template button and select which one you want to set up. Okay, I will be walking you through how to set one of those up once we finish this overview and I go into setting up an automated workflow. All right, so inside of the templates, you can edit them by clicking the name, or you can delete it. And when you delete it, you can view your archived templates by clicking this button. Okay, moving along, keywords. This one's very, very simple. Keywords is a way to implement text message marketing. So for those of you that have seen things like text the word coupon to 818181, that's basically what a keyword is. Okay, so someone can text a specific word to your phone number or our shortcode, and they will get an automated message sent back to them, and you can do things like tag them and put them into automated campaigns. Okay, so for example, this one right here, I put the keyword text. If someone were to text the word text to me, they would get this message that says, here's your 30% off coupon. Use the word 30 off to receive your discount. Okay. You can do things like that. There's lots of different ways you can, take advantage of this feature. People can get very creative with this, but again, basically all it is it's a specific word that people can message into your virtual number or our short code for you to use. Okay, and the difference between internal keywords and a short code keyword is internal keywords will use your phone number. Okay, so they would just need a text into your virtual numbers. A short code keyword, we have a dedicated short code number, which is 818181. If you want to be able to use that number, you would purchase a short code keyword, and you can select a word that's still available, and use that. Okay, so you can do something like purchase the keyword, offer, and then on your marketing pieces you can say text the word offer to 818181, and that keyword will be specific to you, and anytime someone messages that keyword, it will only go to you, and the contact will be created for your account. Okay, so that's keywords. Moving on, the next one is the file library. Pretty simple to understand. It's just where you go to store all your different files. Think of it as like the file explorer on your computer, but inside of your account. Okay, you can create folders, upload files like images, audios, videos, pictures, things like that. This is where you'll upload all the images you want to use for your templates. So, Fran, you asked how is that different from shortcode? Shortcode. Okay, so the difference between shortcode and long code. Shortcode is a 6-digit number, 818181, whereas a long code or an internal keyword uses your virtual number, which is a 10-digit phone number. For example, 661-555-1919. That is a long code keyword. People will have to enter in that entire phone number, whereas shortcode, you would just tell them text the word to 818181. And so it's a shorter number. Basically, that's the only difference, the length of the phone number. Okay. So back to file library again. I can upload a file. I can view the files that I have here. I can download them. I can preview them, change the names of them, or delete them. The image file has to be a certain resolution, so I can upload it. And what image file does file support? Okay, so we do support JPEGs and PNGs, and the max file size, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it is set to 30 megabytes. So that's going to be the max file size. Okay. But again, I can create new folders, upload files and things like that. But again, this is just a file library. It's for you to store files inside of your account. Okay. The next one's going to be reports. This is where you can view different reports, like view the contacts that have opted out of your email, opted out of your text message campaigns, and then you can view send later reports. So if you have a message that you chose to send later, like a week later, you can go back in and view that message here to make sure that it's the right one, and then stop it before it goes out. Okay, so that's reports. The next one's going to be chat. Chat is a way to, you can use it to message between other call text users. You can also use it to take advantage of external chat, which is going to be the live chat. So if I come over to, let's see, I'm going to go to calltext.com. We use our own external chat on our website. So for those of you that have been on our website and you see this live chat button over here, when they click on that, this is a call text feature. It is available to every single one of our members, and no matter what plan you're on. So even if you're on the starter plan, you will have access to the external chat. You can create one and load it onto your website and take advantage of it. And that does come with your plan, and there's no limit to the amount of messages you can send back and forth. Okay. But the way you would do is you would go to chat, and you can message back and forth to every single person that either chatted with you, whether they're a call text user or the website visitors that went to your website and started a chat. Okay, so that's where we would go and chat with people that wanted a live chat with us. Okay, and with that being said, actually, I did mention that I was going to go back into the settings tab, or I'm sorry, settings section. Right here is where you can set your live hours for chatting. Okay, so for example, we'll start over here. Inside of settings, you can choose the tones that you hear whenever you get a new message or a new chat message, and you can also tell the system to mute it so you don't hear it every time someone sends you a chat. You can also, so this will take effect with the global chat. So if you're chatting with other call text users, you can hide your contact icons, which would give them the ability to actually call or text you. And then So this section right here, this mute new communication, this is the ping that will sound when someone either calls or sends you a text message, and then this tone will set the noise that happens when someone actually sends you a chat. And then working hours. So this is for those of you that are going to take advantage of that live chat feature. You can actually set your hours that you know you're going to be online, and so if someone were to chat with you before or after these hours, the system will automatically send them a you know close the message or offline message. Okay, so that's how you control those settings. And then with that being said, we can go into the external chat section. This is where we would go to set up our external chat. So we would come and set this up right here. Okay, we can do things like choose the color scheme. We can do things like um, set the button that shows for them to click. Right, so we have a custom button on our website. You can go and upload your own custom button, or you can use the button builder that we have, which is like this one. Again, I'm sorry for the slow internet speed. These these screen sharing programs really slow down the internet. But with live chat, you can also use live chat as a way to start automated campaigns. Okay, so if you have live chat on your website and you collect their email and or phone number, you can actually start automated follow-up campaigns. Okay, and then right here you can see I can come over to external chat, hit the add button, and here's where I will be able to create my own external chat. And if you're wondering what it looks like, when I come into the chat section, you can see right here, it's going to load up and it'll bring up a list of all the contacts that I've chatted with inside of my own personal account. Okay, so you can see right here, all these people I've actually chatted with. um, so this is what it looks like. In order for me to see the messages that I've sent, I would just need to click on any one of these names right here. Let's see if this is still loading. Okay, that's still loading. And then what happens, guys, is as soon as they filled out this information, what it'll do is it'll ping your account and it'll add a new one of these um, names right here. Okay, so for example, I can come over to my chat with Eduardo, and it'll show me, all my messages that I've sent with him. Okay, and then I can simply just type right here my message, and once this is done loading, I'll show you guys what I meant by sending them, messages to their actual contact info. Okay, let's see here. Okay, there it is. So you can see right here, there's messages that I've sent with him. I can send him a new message just by clicking that, and then right here, you can see I can delete my chat with him, send him an email, text him, or call him. And if you don't want those icons to show up, again, that's where we were in the settings section, and we can choose to not display that information. Okay. So I'm gonna let that load up, and then I'm gonna come over to Form Builder because the last feature we have is our Form Builder. And again, if you have a website, you can create a form with our program. This is a feature that comes with every single one of our plans. You can create as many forms as you want, and I'll show you guys an example of a form that's being used right now with one of our call text accounts. So you can see this is someone that does a real estate investing website. Um, they are using the live chat feature as well as our form builder. So what they're able to do, unlike other websites, other forms, they're able to capture not only email addresses, but they're also able to capture phone numbers. Okay, so what they're able to do with their call text account is not only put them into follow-up email series, but they're also able to put them into follow-up text message campaigns, as well as soon to be released, you can put them into an automated Ringless voicemail campaign. Okay, so if you take advantage of the call text form builder, what you'll be able to do is as soon as someone fills out the form, you'll be able to send them a ringless voicemail, and they can get a voicemail from you with them saying, whatever you want them to say. So for example, with this real estate website, they'll be able to send them a ringless voicemail, and they'd get a call, or they would get a missed call with a voicemail, and the voicemail could say, hey, seller's name, I just got your form submission. Please give me a call back if you want to hear your, free no obligation offer. Okay, so that's a feature that you're able to take advantage of if you have your call text form on your website. Okay, and again, they built it to look like this. Our form builder is very powerful. You can build it to look however you like. That the form builder, you can add all the different fields that you want to add. If you wanted to just do, name, number, and email, you could do that if you wanted to as well. And then you can also set up your live chat. Okay, so let's see here. So the form builder, um, I'm gonna go ahead and go into. I'm gonna edit an existing one. I just want to show you guys the features that come with the form builder. Okay, so the form builder, once you go into it, you'll have the ability to name it. You'll have the ability to update contacts that exist. If you don't have that checked, it'll just keep creating new contacts for you. You can send yourself an email notification every time someone fills it out, as well as a text message notification when someone fills it out. You can choose to send them a thank you email. I would if it were me, I wouldn't send them a thank you email. What I would do is I would just set up an automated campaign uh, to send them a template so that you can actually design a better looking email. But if you wanted to just send them like a quick plain email, you could do that if you wanted to. You can also attach tags, which, like I said, if you set up tags properly, you can choose to have, whenever tags are applied, you can start your automated workflow campaigns, and that's how you would do that, which I'm going to cover right now after we're done with this overview. And then you can choose to just start a campaign without tagging them. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into this form builder itself. You see I have right here a simple form. It's just their email, their first name, last name, and then this is a custom field right here. If I wanted to, I can drag over another field into my form and then just ask for whatever information I want. All right, we have this section right here, the HTML code. So there's one of two things you can do. You can take the code, paste it on your website, or if you don't have a website, you can still take full advantage of the forms by grabbing this link and sending them a text message with this link. And what it will do is it'll open up a hosted link for you. Okay, so if you build the form, we actually host these forms for you, so they don't have to go onto a website. You can just send them to this link, and this is your form that they'll be able to fill out, and it goes straight into your account. All right, I'll be able to look at the submission, so everyone that's filled out my form, as well as look at the locations. So if you want to know where this form is being hosted, every time someone fills it out, it sends a signal to our program, and we can tell you exactly which site and which page they filled it out on. Okay, and then you can also export your form. So if you wanted to save it and have like a backup of it, you can download it, and then later on you can upload it. All right, so guys, that's the basic overview. That's all of the different tabs. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Again, I am going to go ahead and upload this training onto the training page so that you can go back and rewatch it.